In this video, we're going to have a quick look at the different types of applications that you can have in your marketplace and the reasons for selecting different ones. Okay, so I'm signed into demo portal Saturn Rover, looking at the marketplace. I'm signed in as an admin of the owner. And I can see we've got some applications available in the marketplace. That's great. That's because I have some API products that are published, and I have, or one of my team, my colleagues in the team, have created some applications that can be made available to other users in the portal. Typically what an admin will do when you're setting up your portal, you might take a view on what types of applications can be created. Now there's a default one which, as you might expect with API Suite, is typical for API. So this is what we call client applications, and this is where somebody would access the API that's being published on the portal. And typically they would receive a client ID and client secret to allow them to handshake with the API and make calls against it. In addition to that, we have different types of applications. So for example, one that's enabled here, a connector app. This is typically where you might want to make integrations with accounts that your users might have with other SaaSes out there, or software applications out there. You know, maybe allow connection with, say, harvest time tracking and invoicing, Google Drive, etc. This one down here has been enabled here, external app. This might be where you have a maybe an SDK, and you have a page in your system where somebody would go and download the SDK. So you could set that up as an external app where it facilitates the user to go off and access that page and do a download. There's also a one here that we haven't enabled, but it's called an expert app, and it's really a bit of everything. So this is typically one that maybe would only be used by a developer or somebody with good technical knowledge, because it has all the fields that cover all of these apps. As you might imagine here, we can enable and disable very easily here. Your portal typically comes set up with just client applications. Now what does that mean? What it means is when we come to create a new application, there's only one application type, and it defaults straight to that, and you can put your details there. If, however, we say no, we want to have these different other types of apps, so we enable connector and external app. If we now go and try and create a new app, then you can see we have a choice to make. We can decide what type of app we are going to use. And depending on which one we select, just say we do an external app, there's some additional fields in the navigation here. So just if we were to put some information here, maybe we don't want to make this public just now, we create the app, and the important one, because we're doing an external app, is an external URL. This is a test one, there's a dummy one, but there we have created an application, and we can see it here, and we can edit it, and maybe we decide, right, let's make this public, and that gets updated. And then if we actually go to Marketplace, we can see this application is now visible. And I think the thing here is that we can subscribe to this app. That gives us information of any changes, deprecations, etc. related to the API in the future. But then also we can access the app. And this one, because it's an external app, is going to push us off to that URL that I entered in the app setup. It doesn't exist, but it's only a test. So that would be an external one, and that's really the essence of it. It's relatively straightforward. It just facilitates users in being able to set up applications quickly relative to what they want to do. Connector app is a bit more complicated because we're dealing with third-party integrations. So typically here you have connector input, connector output, and connector settings to actually get the thing going. So this is slightly more technical, but some users may, or some portal owners may decide to have this active, some perhaps not. It just depends on your needs as a business. As ever, there's more information on this in our wiki knowledge base, but feel free also to reach out on our chat support if you've got any questions related to this. And we'll end the video there. Thank you.